Well, hello, friends. It's your pal Tom Picklefeather, here to tell you a story that's just for kids. Warning, not for children. Hello, everyone. It's your pal Tom Picklefeather. Today we have an interesting story about jealousy and taking other people's property, mostly just invading their space. I'm a big fan of warm hugs and, being close to people, but I do have a bubble. I have boundaries like everyone should. And in this story, we talk about really invading those boundaries to the point where the people in the story have to tell other people, get out. Once upon a time, there was a fella named Chris, and Chris had a girlfriend named Rose. And these two seemingly really loved each other, and they wanted to get married. But Chris wanted to meet Rose's parents before they got married because he just never had a chance to. And so she's like, well, let's meet them. But he was a little reluctant because, he's of a different color than Rose. And he thought maybe that's some people unfortunately have a problem with associating with people of different shades, different backgrounds. It's very sad. And he was afraid maybe her parents might be of that persuasion. But she's like, oh no, they'll love you. Just come meet them. So he's like, okay. He tells his friend Rod, who works at the airport. He's a security guard, a TSA agent, they're called, and he makes sure people are safe. And he says, hey, I need you to come take care of the house. Me and my girlfriend, we're going to go to her parents about us getting married. And Rod was like, I don't know. I don't really trust her, but it's your choice. So you go ahead, but just be careful. Chris was like, that's weird, but okay. Thanks for your support, even though you don't trust Rose. So they go to where her parents live, and her parents are very welcoming. But Chris gets a little suspicious because they have two other folks of color who are acting very, very strange. Like they're a little too loyal to Rose's parents. And that makes nothing that makes Chris uncomfortable is Rose's brother, who is very into roughhousing, and Chris is not big on roughhousing. So, he roughhouses with the brother, but he's like, I don't really like this, but I'll go along just to make people happy. And sometimes it's not great to just go along with everything to make people happy. You deserve to be comfortable too. Anyway, he can't get to sleep because he keeps having a bad dream about the one time his mom went to sleep, wouldn't wake up. And he was like, oh, I feel bad because I never woke her up. I just watched cartoons. I feel like such a bad boy. And he tells Rose's mom about this. And so Rose's mom who's a therapist, she specializes in something called hypnosis. She puts them, it's like putting someone to sleep without really putting them to sleep. It's very, very interesting stuff. I'd recommend looking it up. So she manages to do that, or so he believes, and he wakes up in bed, and he's very confused. And as he's staying with her parents, he finds it weird that all these rich, whiter folks come and seem to be having an auction of sorts. Well, him and Rose go and do their own thing, and he's just because he doesn't feel comfortable at the auction. But and then he meets another black fellow who is also acting kind of funny in his opinion. Oh, by the way, Chris loves to take pictures, and he takes pictures of this guy. But apparently this guy was not happy with that, and he started going, hey, you got to be careful, they're stealing us. Then he goes back to being weird, and Chris was like, stealing us? That's weird. I don't understand that. So then he discovers that Rose's father, he's a surgeon, and he's able to taking somebody's brain and putting it in somebody else's body. And he's been doing that with these rich, older white folks, and he's been doing that, putting them in younger African American bodies. And so he's like, oh my goodness, that's not okay. And they were like, but we really like black people so much that we want to be them. And it's like, well, that's great to admire someone, but you have to appreciate what you have and not take somebody else's property, especially their personage. That's very rude. And he had a really, really intense argument with them. They were like, you know what, Chris, you have a very good point there. And so he was like, listen, I can't be around y'all. I need some time away. I'm just going to go with my friend Rod. We're going to go hang out, and you think about what you did, okay? And Rose's family was like, you know what? This is wrong, and we're just going to stop, and we're going to appreciate what we have. So I think the message of the story is, just appreciate what you got. And some people might have things that you don't. And it's okay to be like, oh man, to think about, oh, it'd be nice to have what they have. But you don't know their whole story. Maybe they have things you don't want. Either way, it's not okay to steal things just because someone else has them, you don't. You can ask them, hey, how do I get what you have? Like, how do I get healthier? And maybe they'll be nice and they'll show you how. Or they'll show you how to make money, whatever. So it's worth asking how people got what you wanted. That's today's story. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, I love you.